Hey there, Cecil Robles, and I want to talk to you today about what I call cleanup trading. After big trends like we've seen in the markets over these last couple of weeks, a lot of times what can happen is we'll get several bounces in the market, and we can essentially clean up from one direction to the other. So I want to show you a cleanup trade today that you may be able to take advantage of. Now, the market could continue to go in the direction that it's heading right now, but we're expecting it to go back in the direction of the trend. So you can see here that I have the Euro Swiss franc daily chart up, and essentially the trend, as you can see here, has been down. This is we're in a downtrend environment here on the daily chart. We can go up to the weekly chart and we can see that the trend has been down as well. Our trend is below our 50 moving average line there. The trend is down in this particular instance. You can also see that we've had a rally. Price dropped pretty significantly down here and then rallied back up. It's punched right there to our 50 moving average. And at the same time, if we back this chart out, you can see where this now resistance has come into play here. When support gets broken, it then becomes resistance. So this was a pretty strong support area in the market. We saw that it, price tested it once here, kind of tested it here, came down and tested it right here, and then finally it broke through. Now we're finding this as a resistance point. So this is a pretty stiff point in the market there, as you can see. So now what we're looking to happen now is for price to come back down the opposite way and retest these old lows. I doubt it'll make it back down to this area, but what we're looking for is for a 61.8% retracement back to those low areas down in here. Now, what we want to do is we want to go to the 4-hour chart now that we've kind of identified the big picture trend, and we want to look at this from a lower time frame perspective, because this is going to allow us to actually potentially make a trade. And you can see obviously that this is where the price rally came in. We had this big reversal right here, and price obviously has gone up. Now we have a reversal in the opposite direction, and while it may be tempting to take a trade right here, when you've got these volatile markets like this, it's best to wait for confirmation. So obviously if we back out on the 4-hour chart, you'll be able to see that way back here we come into that support area, same support area as we saw on the daily chart. That's what we're bouncing into right now, is that support area right here. You can see test here, test there, finally broke through right here. Now, of course, we're getting price spiking back up to that level, and it acts as a resistance point in the market. So now what we're looking for is for a confirmation, and that confirmation can come from a couple of different avenues or ways. Right now, what we call here is a low or a short-term market structure high right here. If we get another short-term market structure high on the opposite side that's a little bit lower, and it creates another reversal type candle or pattern here, then that's going to give us a pretty good indication that the market's going to come back down and test somewhere down into this area here, possibly down to the 61.8% retracement of this fib from here to here. So that's essentially what we're looking for in this particular trade. Now, you'll notice that we did have that with the upward movement here. And this is what I mean by cleaning up. When you understand this volatility and you can start to begin to see the end of a trend potentially take place, you can see that these types of short-term lows followed by higher short-term lows turn into rallies. Well, short-term highs followed by lower short-term highs turn into rallies to the downside. So what we're looking for is for another short-term high to develop that's lower than this previous short-term high, and then for the market to rally back down. Now, price may pierce up above this high and then give us some kind of other reversal candle, at which point we'll have to wait for some other kind of confirmation before we take this trade to the downside. But right now, what we're looking for is for a pullback down into this area here in the Euro Swiss franc. If price continues and the market continues higher here and breaks out above these this high right here at 1.21178, then we pretty much know that this trade is off the table for right now, and the market's going to continue in its direction. So not telling you to sell the market right here, but definitely be on the lookout for a potential opportunity in this market to scoop up some quick profits. And you won't have to be in a trade for very long if indeed this does pan out. So hope that helped you. Hope that helped you see how you can use this kind of cleanup trading in other pairs as well as you begin to analyze the market in other pairs and use this cleanup trading to capture some quick pips from the market. Talk to you soon.